Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Joe Biggs here with Infowars.com. Now we are investigating the American Caliphate. You know, there's a lot of people out there right now who are concerned about this wide open border situation. The fact that many Syrian refugees are going to be let in, the FBI even coming out saying that they do not have the ability to vet all these people.
The challenge we're all talking about is that we can only query against that which we have collected. And so if someone has never made a ripple in the pond in Syria in a way that would get their identity or their interests reflected in our database, we can query our database till the cows come home, but we're not going to, there'll be nothing show up. And with respect to Iraqi refugees, we had far more in our databases because of our country's work there for a decade. This is a different situation.
So for all those people out there that think that every single one of the people that are going to be coming over is nice, who is going to come over and just become an American and do everything that we do and not be extreme in any kind of way, well, I have some facts for you. A poll conducted by ICM found that 16% of French citizens, the vast majority of them Muslims, support ISIS. Amongst young people aged 18 to 24, 27% of them support ISIS. That's in France, where the Paris attacks just happened, where 89 people were massacred, killed, murdered inside the Bataclan Theater, right down the road from Charlie Hebdo. A survey conducted by the Al Jazeera Arabic television channel, whose audience mainly consists of Sunni Muslims living in the Arab world, found that 81% of respondents supported ISIS. Another fact for you. A poll by the Arab Center for Research and Policy Studies found that even 13% of Syrian refugees who were supposedly fleeing from ISIS had a positive view of ISIS. Pew poll finds that vast majority of Muslims in Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and South Asia support making Sharia law the law of the land. There you have it. That's why some people are apprehensive about this happening in our country. Even in America, nearly a quarter of Muslims believe that violence is a legitimate response against those who offend the Islam religion or the Prophet Muhammad. A BBC survey found that over a quarter of British Muslims had sympathy for the Charlie Hebdo attacks. And last but not least, there are twice as many British Muslims fighting for ISIS than that are in the British Army. So we have wide open borders. And we keep talking about how the wide open borders are going to be a doorway for extremists to come in and exploit this refugee crisis. Just last summer, thousands and thousands of refugees, people on the run, coming through the southern borders in Mexico, into Texas, into California. You had many gang members coming through. You had many people who are criminals, pedophiles, through the border, the wide open border. Myself and Josh even went through the border. I did it on numerous occasions, just showed how easy it was. At one point in time, I even dressed up like an ISIS jihadi and simulated beheading someone walking across the Rio Grande River and not being stopped by the Border Patrol. All right, so what we need to do, we got to close the borders. We got to figure out a better way to vet these people coming through. The FBI, like I said earlier, has even said that they don't have a way to vet everyone coming through. So that's the first step we need to do. Shut it down. That's not racist. That's not Islamophobic. That's taking the proper security precautions and measures to make sure that we don't have a serious attack on our hands like happened in Paris. Sometimes you got to be real. Sometimes you got to stop being politically correct. We don't do that here at Infowars.com. We're going to give you the honest, down-to-earth truth about what's happening because we don't sit inside a TV studio all day and read teleprompters like the mainstream media. We're out here, boots on ground, digging in the trenches, sweating, getting out in the riots, and trying to find the information to inform you, the viewer, about what's really going on in the world so you can make an informed decision. So I want to encourage each and every single one of you watching this video right now to share it. Get this information out. And stay tuned tomorrow on the Alex Jones Show because right now we are in an undisclosed location. We can't tell you where we are for security purposes. Now, we have huge things planned for tomorrow. You guys will know exactly where we are tomorrow, and then we're going to go to another location, and that'll be a secret until we get there. But each day, we're going to go to a different place and get you guys amazing footage, bring you information right from these areas that you hear about on the news, but people aren't quite showing you what's going on. So tomorrow's going to be an epic day. I know Alex has some great guests for tomorrow lined up. One that he said was going to be the best guest he's ever had. So I'm really excited about tomorrow. Hopefully you guys tune in and are pumped about it as much as I am. So stay tuned for more reports. I'm Joe Biggs with Infowars.com.
The globalists have controlled the mainstream media for a long time, but now they're expanding and making the weaponization even more vicious and deceptive. All the major networks are state-run.
We are partnering this year with the NFL.
The NFL has become a political weapon against the Second Amendment and pushes Obamacare. MSNBC tells us that our children belong to the state.
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
It is more important than ever to realize that we are not the alternative media. We are the true media. The establishment dinosaur press is dying.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
Join us at InfoWarsNews.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Members can share their memberships with up to 11 people. By subscribing, you will literally be buying war bonds in the info war to expand our operation in the face of the tyrants. Join us at PrisonPlanet.tv.